fees ng bilasanan. And then the fourth, we will make a punishment certainty. We will make it very sure that all the laws that we have that punish those who are engaged in corruption, we really get punished. The problem here is that it's only the small fish that gets punished. The big fish are just the subject of congressional investigations. After the congressional investigations, no cases are filed. Have you heard of cases filed after a congressional investigation? That's the problem. That's why
How do we correct the judicial system, which is also corrupt? Because we can only do it if the judges themselves are having integrity. But as we know, there are many regional trial court judges.
Okay. All right. In addressing that, again, I'll fall back on the four elements. There is corruption in judiciary because there is an opportunity. Okay? And that there's a reward for a judge or for a justice of the Supreme Court or Court of Appeals to accept bribe money. So what I'm saying is, we have to address, pag kasi hinarap mo yung corruption, nakaka-discourage eh. Kagaya mo, the way I heard you put the question, talagang it's a very discouraging phenomenon in our country that, it will make us in Kapatiran look like Don Quixotes or knights in shining on our white horses, tigidig. But actually, if we really take a moment to analyze what corruption and how it gets started in this country, it all boils down to those four elements. So my theory, or my postulate, whatever you call it in algebra, is that when you have four elements and you start to remove, when you remove one element, corruption becomes more difficult. When you remove two elements, it becomes almost impossible to happen. When you remove all four elements, corruption will not take place at all. So we have to nibble, we have to start nibbling at all these four elements. Gradually, slowly. So even if after our term is over, the seeds would have been planted by then, the infrastructure would start crumbling down, and there would be a modeling that will set the stage for a clean and honest government. It's going to be a hard work, I'm sure.
And our goal is, and let me be bold in saying this, zero prevalence rate in corruption. That's the goal. And I'm not scared to say it. I may be accused of being idealistic, that would be a compliment. But anong gusto natin? We aim for the trees? Or we aim for the highest ideals? And this is not only a challenge for Kapatiran, it's also a personal challenge that we want to live good lives. We want to have integrity. We want our youth to grow up morally, who love their country, who are patriotic. And so we start with ourselves. Kaya nga, Kapatiran's message is the prophetic politics of personal transformation for social transformation. The prophetic politics of personal and social transformation. If for example, I am elected, my goal is that the whole world would look at the Philippines as a country where politicians are true servant leaders. That's wild. But I want that. I want the whole country to recognize Filipino politicians as set apart, as different. Talagang nagsisilbi. Isn't that a great idea, a great goal? And isn't it worth trying? Sa akin lang yan. But I really want it. I believe the Philippines has a special calling ever since before. That it is a country set apart, that it is the only predominantly Christian nation in Asia because there is a purpose, and that we are spread across the world. The goal of ang Kapatiran Party and an ang Kapatiran administration is to bring them back, albeit not abruptly, Of course, there will be damaging effects if you bring them without opportunities here. But the goal, it may take 50 years, but we have to bring them back and for them to find opportunities in this land, in our country. So, if Kapatiran Party, if their standard bearer does not say this, then who will say it? Who will? Who will speak for them? Who will speak for our ideals? Who will speak for our generation? These are inspiration from somewhere, but I am just being candid. But there are 10 million OFWs. Masasabi natin what? 40,000 Filipinos are hurting. Kasi yung pamilya na yon, ilang pamilya yon na sira, na magkakahiwalay. Okay lang ba yung social cost na You know what? There's a Guam build-up, military base, US base sa Guam. Olongapo City has become a placement agency para magpadala ng tao. This whole government, the Philippine government, is a big placement agency para magpaalis ng mga Pilipino. Dahil walang oportunidad dito. Yung local government, yung national government, instead na asikasuhin nila na magkaroon ng fertile ground for investments, labanan ng peace, labanan ng crime, to maintain peace and order, labanan ng katiwalian, they have given up. Kaya walang investments, kakamot sila ng ulo, walang investments. Because hindi nyo inaasikaso ang trabaho nyo, bagkus, nagpapaalis kayo ng tao para sa remittances na nananakaw lang. So, ang nangyayari, talagang hindi naaasikaso yung peace and order. Hindi naaasikaso yung health, yung nutrition, yung education. We subsidize for other countries' manpower by educating our people and then bringing them abroad. It's really, there's a problem with this country. That's why the goal, it may take 50 years, but we have to start now. There should be a program of bringing them back. Bringing them back here so that the family will be one again and that they would find opportunities here.
There's another question here. How will an administration under Kapatiran solve the insurgency problems?
Yung insurgency problem, I was just speaking to Father Bert Alejo of Davao City. He's very much active in